Well, hello and welcome back. Now, last time around, I started this crazy experiment where I wanted to find out exactly how many bales and therefore how much you can make by mowing the entirety of the No Man's Land map. And in front of you, you can see all the lovely girls who have started this process. We've mowed this area in the very bottom left corner. Let me just quickly show you that on the map. A very rough area marked out using courseplay, just so we can get all four of the vehicles off and on a loop nice and easily while I go and maintain everything else. Now, I've skipped forward in time just by a couple of hours. I don't really need the clock to be running, but I just wanted to get some better light so everything's a bit easier on the eye. And in front of me, you can see the massive pile of bales that we've already got. I've set this to the maximum size of square ones that we can have. Over here, we've got our two JCB fast tracks and our auto load trailers. And I've been driving those whilst following around these chaps who have been set on the courseplay course. However, great as that is and big as these vehicles are, I think this whole process is going to take me hours, even if I'm using automation and mods to get the job done. So I've had a little scour online for some different mods, and I think I can pick up the M500 with a whopping 30-foot width. Now, obviously that's not realistic, but it is going to get the job done more quickly. The other beautiful thing is it has a PTO built in, so with our current setup, I've had to use this hydraulic replacement to create a 3-point hitch and PTO, but if I use the new mod, we won't need that, so we can get rid of something else out of the game. The reason I want to do that is because with the amount of bales we're going to be creating, I'm going to have massive amounts of objects in the game, and even though I'm running a 3080, I've got a feeling things may start to chug. So down the line, I may even purchase a warehouse to store all of these bales until we're ready to sell. But that's enough waffle from me. Let me get over to the store and pick up these new vehicles that we're going to need to boost our speed of productivity. I will of course link all of the mods I'm using in the description down below, but for now I'm going to be picking up 4 of these big M500s with their massive extendable sides. I'm not going to worry about setting up all the... Oh, you can have a flag though. Go on then, let's have a flag. Right, let's get 4 of these bad boys in. Oh, there we go. We've got a lovely range of these big beasts in a whole plethora of colours. That should help when I'm setting up my courseplay maps, because sometimes it's quite easy to get confused who's in what order when everything looks exactly the same. So yeah, may not be on brand, but certainly that's going to help set things up. Right, I'm going to need a truck, and I've got a couple of new trailers to pick up as well. Okay, here we go. We've got the lovely long-nosed Volvo here. Not the most powerful truck that comes in the base game, but I wanted to have something a bit American. Lovely, go with that. And then we've got this absolutely vast trailer. God knows how many wheels are on there. I'm not even going to bother counting them. But that will take 88 bales and it's an auto load. So if I'm following around these big beasts here, hopefully that will give me enough capacity to not have to stall and wait, because every now and then these guys get trapped by their own creations, i.e. the bales, and so I want to make sure I can clear the way before they get up ahead. Right, I need to make some space and move some stuff out of the way, so let's get this trailer hitched up and then we'll get those boys all queued up, and I will have to map out a new area using courseplay. Man, this trailer is absolutely vast. And one thing I have discovered, which I really like, is the fact that you can control the height of the wheels, so we can lift the rear set and drop them, and we can do the same with the front set as well. Although why you'd quite want to do that, I don't know. So let's just get everything on the ground. So as you can see, this has got a PTO built in, which is fantastic. So I've got rid of all those extra mods that we now don't need. So let's get these guys hooked up onto their respective mowers. Righty ho, so the next thing I need to do obviously is map out a new area using courseplay. Now normally I would just drive around the map, but actually this time around I'm going to use the interface here to create my area. Now, I'm fairly confident that I have removed all the bumps and all the rocks and everything out of the terrain. I will give it a quick check just before I get the boys underway. But first off, I'm going to click on this second area. I'm going to go down to draw a custom field. And then I'm going to map out an area roughly the same size as the one we've done before, but hopefully just that little bit neater. So I'm going to come down to, you know what? I'm going to go right across, keep it nice and straight. And I can always come back round at the end of this experiment and finish things up. So I'm going to follow the track down here, just right clicking my way down using my mouse. And I appreciate this may not be accessible to you console players, which is a real shame. But I think that's about it. So I'm going to save this custom field. CP2 is fine. I don't really need to rename it. That's good enough for me. So now we should be able to jump in our vehicles and get things underway. Okay, I'm going to jump in the green vehicle here and direct operations from the rear. Lovely jubbly, engine on. Back into the job section, I'm going to click a new job. I'm going to set courseplay fieldwork. Target position, do you know what? I think we'll start in that top corner. I don't think it really makes a difference. Doesn't matter where I select for the field. And I've got this annoying AutoDrive box. I can't seem to move it out of the way. If anybody knows how to, do let me know. It always seems to appear on this interface. Anyway, let me open up the course editor. We have 4 tools. We want to do, I think, maybe 2 headlands. I think it's, yeah, keeps things easier. I'm going to keep things smooth on the corners to give us as much turning circle as possible. Generate the fieldwork course. The course has been generated with 2 passes on the headlands. That is all we need. We don't actually have any ups and downs. That looks perfect. Well, I'm ready. Let's get things underway. This is Admiral Computer Guy from the Farming Sim Alliance. All squadron leaders check in.
Blue Leader standing by.
This is Gold Leader standing by.
This is Red Leader standing by.
Lock mowers and balers in attack position. Commence mowing runs on no man's land. And we are off in formation. This is absolutely epic. I am having so much fun, but I do need to jump out of the Big M and get into the truck. I've got to pick up these bales before the boys come around. Well, running faster than Christopher Reeve in Superman. And there we go. Bosh straight in. No messing. Okay, boys, I'm coming. Let's pick up these bales as quick as possible. I can take 88 240 centimetre square bales on the back of this thing. Can't put my foot down. I don't want to get in the way of this. Yeah, just made it. My goodness, there are vehicles absolutely everywhere. Do you know what? I'm going to start on the stuff that's on the inside. I think that's going to cause the biggest issue potentially. Almost like we're seeing here with the boys getting all stuck up. Okay, so I need to reset myself. There we go. We are loading on. And here we go. Let's start picking up some bales. That's 4 on the back already. That's 5. That's 6. A bit of oversteer. What's going on here, chaps? Okay, we're all good. We're all good. They just needed to... Whoa! Bit of weight on the trailer there. They just needed to sort themselves out a bit. So let me get myself, pick up as many of these bales as possible. Bosh, there's another one. Bosh, there's another one. Do you know what? Way easy now, easy. Gotta watch that oversteer. This isn't the horizon. Oh, there we go. Slippery around here. Look at this night. Oh my goodness. Some serious driving going on here. I've got a lot of weight pushing me forward. The steering is doing diddly squat. Great farm, by the way. Great farm. Oh, I've lost it. I've lost it. We're all good. We're all good. Large scale supplier. Oh, I've just got an achievement. Mind the mower. Just got out of the way. Red leader is really out in front. Gold leader, I think, has finished. That's fantastic news. I can see him up on the horizon there. If that's the case, then you know what? It really isn't going to take long to do the rest of the map. And now I'm in trouble. I clearly didn't sort this lump out in the ground well enough. I have beached myself, although I have what appears to be steering on the trailer. No. Gonna have to use the power of Grayskull. There we go, pull myself forward, drop that down there, back inside. Oh, I'm still beached, because the trailer is so long.
12 seconds later.
Right, we're all good, we're back underway. So I'm just going to get all this finished, get everything picked up and get everything stacked over in my pile.
Many minutes later.
I need to get round here. I think the issue we've got is Gold Leader may be stuck behind a bale. In fact, so does Red Leader. Let me go and provide some assistance to those guys. After that, I will need to erect a new warehouse to store all of these bales. First of all, to get all these objects off the map, but secondly, so that I can have an easy way to count the total I've got in store. Now, when you look at it like this, there are a lot of bales to deal with. Lying past now, quick as possible. What I've done is I've lifted the wheels on the front of the trailer just so that when I go over any bumpy ground like this, I'm not impeded, and it seems to have done the job. There we go. That was smooth as you like, apart from my driving. What a fantastic trailer this is. Now I'm going to unload these here. What I think I will do is have a bit of a tidy up, and I think I will stick the new warehouse just on this flat bit here. It will be perfect, which is exactly what we need for this experiment. So I think we may have to go back and grab a mod. I know I had a good one that I used in the Erlengratt Dusty Survival series. Yeah, can't see anything in here. Okay, let me go grab a mod. I'll be back shortly. Okay, I am back in the game, and I have loaded in the pallet and bale warehouse, which I used in the Erlengratt series. Here we go, pallet and bales under silos. 8 million litres, or you might consider that to be 8 million units. Can't remember which way round we load in. I think we load in from this side. So let's assume we're going to be driving down the track a fair amount. I'm going to whack that about there. Bosh, that will do. Okay, let's give that a go and see how we get on. Lovely job. I've turned on the interactive zone markers just as a reminder as to where everything goes. So yes, we drop everything in here. Strictly speaking, I should be able to grab a bale off there and pop it in there. And if I waz round the front here, what have we got? Grass. Yes, perfect. So we can whack everything in there and spit it all out at the end. Let's just see how this comes out. Yes, okay, this is what we want. So we can go for huge 2.4. That's what we've put in, just to make sure everything's consistent. And then what comes out, oh, I've stood on it, there it is. Great. Okay, this is going to be super helpful. Now this trucker is on an automated run, picking up the bales using courseplay. It's fine, it does what I want it to do, but it ain't half slow. I'd rather actually just drive around and do it myself, which is how I have been doing it in the past up till now. However, I really now need to replicate and repeat this process. So I'm going to create some more courseplay zones. I'm going to drop on a mower on each one individually, whack up the speed, and hopefully get this experiment finished so you guys can have your answer. Okay, this may be a bit difficult for you guys to see, but I've got a whole bunch of courseplay mapped out areas here. Number 3, 4, 6, 5. I've had to cut around this lake here. I think that's the only kind of issue that I'm going to have. Everything else should be, if I've done my job properly, nicely flattened across the map. Now obviously we got these huge ridges, and I'm going to tackle those manually, because I think if I send off the AI to tackle these big hills which we know are surrounding the top and the west of the map, then I think we'll have issues. Equally, because this first couple was a bit kind of, I didn't really know what I was doing, let's be honest, I am going to go back and tackle this area myself. So we've got our warehouse down here. I may well plop a warehouse somewhere up here as we move along and start to cut all this down. So I think we're almost there. It's time to get everything underway and finalize this experiment. Okay, so this chappie, the green dude, I'm just going to get him moved out the way ever so slightly. I think we'll get him set off on field number 3. I'll send red leader over to field number 4. Blue leader is going to head up to field number 5. And finally, I've got my green mean machine, which is the one I've been driving, and I'm going to head that one over to field number 6. And that's the first one of the fields that has to cut around the lake. So I'm hoping it's okay. Well, that is everything loaded in that we have cut so far on these 2 tiny little bits of no man's land. I'm just going to head over to the warehouse, which is in effect a modern day TARDIS, because this thing holds 8 million litres. And as you can see, we are not far off halfway already with 3,862,891 litres of grass already stored. Man, we are going to need to build some more warehouses. And if you're curious as to what that equates to in terms of bales, at the 240 centimetre maximum size square bales, it comes out at 595. Man, we're going to have a lot by the end of this experiment. I think that's a brilliant place just to finish this second part of the series. In the third and final part, I will get all of the rest of this map completely cleared off, everything into storage. I will give you a total figure for the number of 240 square bales you can get out of no man's land. And who knows, I might even sell it and see how much that equates to in terms of cash. Like, subscribe, become a member. I'll see you all real soon. Take care. Bye-bye now.